This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to our sunset drive. We are in the Mara Triangle in Kenya, and as usual, my name is David, and behind the camera today is one Bungei. Bungei, good afternoon, sir. I'm saying good afternoon because it's good afternoon here. It's about 1700 hours, or what we'd call 5 p.m. East African Standard Time, and it is one lovely day because we are starting with giraffes. And I wished we started with the zebras because today is the Zebras International Day. Sorry, there's a car that just passed behind me and made a bit of noise, but those are game rangers are just doing their normal patrols. And I'm saying it's a warm welcome because it's a warm day. This is one of the hottest days, I would say, for the last 1 week. What do you think, Bungei? We haven't done over 85 degrees Fahrenheit in a long time, and today we are doing 88 degrees Fahrenheit. That sounds a bit high. And for those who love metric, we are 31 degrees Celsius. Anyhow, we're in the Mara Triangle, and we got some giraffes that are starting our afternoon drive. And again, as I said earlier, I wished we started with zebras because today is the Zebras International Day. Hello, zebras. And these are the Maasai giraffes. Sorry, I meant to say hello, giraffes. These are the Maasai giraffes. And it's not only one that you see there, and they're just watching me. They're wondering what I am made of or what type of an animal maybe I could be. But if Bungei got a pan his camera, those are two. And behind them, if you look carefully, there could be a couple more. I was telling a friend of mine who works in the tech in the office earlier, one big difference between us and the Mara and in Juma in South Africa, you can just sit somewhere and spot, animals like giraffes from 2 kilometers away. Elephants the same, and zebras the same, rhinos the same. Now, being a warm day or knowing giraffes browsers, you notice what they're doing. They're just feeding on leaves on those capers bush because these giraffes are basically browsers and not grazers. As much as you see them there, you see this one standing up here. They just are behind some bushes that we call capers bush, and that's what they'll be feeding on. Now, as I said earlier, today is International Zebras Day. We'll have to work very, very hard, and hopefully either me here in Kenya or Jamie or someone else in South Africa might spot a zebra. And why don't we take you to Jamie now and he'll tell us a little bit more.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Sunset Safari. My name is Jamie, and this afternoon BK is on camera with me once again, having been released from his duties of filming the expedition crew. And we're live here from Juma Private Game Reserve in the Greater Kruger National Park area of South Africa. And Gigi, I hear about your hot weather in the Mara, and I raise you a couple of degrees centigrade and even more degrees Fahrenheit, because that's how conversion works. It is, I've forgotten what Fahrenheit is. It is 34 degrees centigrade, which is 93 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is International Zebra Day. We are going to be searching for zebra. You'll see we have a flashy, nice logo. I think it's over here. It might be over here, somewhere there. We have a nice Zooty logo. Or down there. There's at least one down there. We have a nice Zooty zebra-shaped logo. I thought I got it right the first time. I'm not going mad. I know, because I've seen all your screenshots, and then I've seen all the complaints about the screenshots having logos in them. So I remembered. Hold on, we're going to go through the dip, then I'll talk to you properly. So, on this lovely Zebra Day, we put out a poll on social media, and we said, because we are greatly, greatly inspired by this question and originality, are zebra white with black stripes or black with white stripes? And we put out this poll, and Instagram and Twitter appear to believe that zebra are white with black stripes. Now, Facebook actually believes that zebra are black with white stripes. Now, it is my solemn sworn duty to inform you as to the correct answer, and then, of course, to point you to our social media pages for more information. Well done, Facebook. Bravo. Well done. A zebra is essentially black with black and white striped fur, in that their skin is black, or at least a dark grey colour. To be more specific, it's grey, really. So if you'd said grey, you know, it's more black than it is white, but it's grey, it's dark grey. So well done if you said grey, bravo. Round of applause. I'm very, very impressed with you all. Especially the fact that you didn't Google the answer before responding to the Twitter poll. Twitter and Instagram users, I'm looking at you. Now, to celebrate this International Zebra Day, because I do feel as though the chances of us finding a zebra on Djuma today are quite slim. They seem to be largely absent from this area. I feel as though you've got to give your best zebra impression if you're feeling brave. And what you've got to do is you've got to record a video of it. Or if you're not feeling that brave, I don't know, turn the camera onto a picture of a zebra and make the sound into the microphone. But either way, you've got to give us your best impression of a zebra call, and you're going to share that on hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. And I'll go first because it's only fair. Yip, 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 yip. I'm amusing myself. BK, do you want to try a zebra call? No, BK's not having any of it. I really don't feel as though BK... Actually, BK, have you ever heard a zebra go yip yip? No. The other thing they do is sort of sound a little bit like a hornbill. No, that's a hornbill. Trishala? Yes? No? She's frozen in an expression of panic. She looks like a lion faced with a... You sound like a dove. Would you like to do it into my microphone? Yeah, I'll lean in. Okay, go.
That sounds like a dove.
It sounds like a dove. Okay, Trishala can't do zebra. Noted. No, Trishala can't do zebra. You can do many other things, though. You're immensely talented. But maybe not zebra calls. We have learned a lot today. You know who does the best zebra call impression is a gentleman called Peter Danhauser, who works at Nkoro. So there you go. The challenge is out for all of the various guides of Wild Earth. Off you go, Lauren. Let's see what you can do.
Good afternoon, everybody, and happy International Zebra Day. We are currently just having a look for some Ellies, so bear with me there. My name is Lauren, and on camera I do have Sebastian. And I believe we have to do our very best zebra impression. This is interesting. So I guess it goes something like... Does that look like a zebra, Seb?
Show me again.
No, I don't think that looked like a zebra.
Bad.
Not too bad. Okay, good. And I know, so many screenshots, so little time. That is true. So I think that zebras are white with black stripes. What do you think, Seb?
Black with white stripes.
Oh, just to be different from me, he's going to say black with a white stripe. It's such a tricky question. It actually boggles your mind. But it would be wonderful to see some zebra on Djuma today. They would be celebrating their own day here in Djuma. Not highly likely, I'm afraid. We haven't seen them around for quite a while. Yes. We did actually discuss Jamie's point of view that they are just simply grey with black and white stripes. She's thrown a real spanner in the works here to the conclusion. So moving on from zebra with my terrible zebra impression, I really don't want to watch that back or see any screenshots. We are just trying to look for some elephants. Our plan today is elephants. We heard them trumpeting. We can smell them. They've definitely left evidence. And we're just going up here to check a pan to see if they're splashing around in some water. If we cannot locate the elephants, we are going to try and locate the lions from this morning. So that is the plan. It's a very simple plan. But as you know, not everything always goes to plan. This morning I got very excited when I came across 2 mating tortoises. Apparently it's not that exciting to everyone else, but to me it was just absolutely wonderful and unexpected. So, fingers crossed, I don't see any elephants. They must have went the other way. We're really hoping to see them splash about in some water.
Actually, no, there's actually somebody down there, in that drainage down there on the right. Yeah. If you take that road, we'll see them.
Okay, we've spotted them. It just involves me using my highly skilled reversing skills again. I'm getting very good at reversing. Okay, yes, there we go. How did I miss them? I'm really not sure. Okay, Seb, how would you like me to...
Let's go forward. Take that road. Let's go on that road.
Okay, here we go. We're going to show you a lovely, beautiful herd of elephants.
A bit more forward.
A bit more forward, alrighty. Okay, they've actually moved forward. Yeah, we'll continue to go forward. Oh, there's quite a few of them. I actually figured they were going towards the water hole, but I was obviously wrong. They are feeding. Now, the temperatures today are incredible. It's very, very, very hot today, and I am not complaining at all. Apparently, it's snowing in Scotland today, so no complaints from me. But for these elephants, of course, they find it really hot. Their temperatures increase quite rapidly, and they rely on their ears to cool them down. So when it does get really hot like this, they do head straight for the water holes, and that's where I assumed they were going. I imagine they will make their way there at some point, but at the moment, they're obviously quite happy feeding. Look at this. They're right in the drainage line. We could smell you guys. They leave lots of lovely piles of evidence along the road. It's not too difficult to track an elephant. You can probably solely do it using your nose. Oh, they're very happy feeding. Look at that, just using his trunk to pick up the grass. Now, elephants actually move quite far within one day. Everybody's really happy to see the elephant. Yes, the elephants are everywhere at the minute. I think in the past few days, I actually haven't done a drive where I've not bumped into an elephant. Obviously, it's marula season here. There's marulas everywhere. There's lots of grass. There's plenty of vegetation. It's a very good place to be if you are an elephant. And there is lots of water holes. They can literally go anywhere at the minute and find some source of water. Now, it looks like the one at the back there is actually... Oh, that one too is covered in water. They are wet, so we probably missed them splashing around somewhere. I imagine they'll go back to the water very soon. You guys are very smelly. I don't think they care much. So while we enjoy our time with these beautiful elephants, let's send you back up to the Mara to see what David has.
Well done, Lauren, for seeing Ellis, but I'm not sure why you're saying they're smelly, and I'm sure you know 100% that Ellis are my favorite animals. So what I might do is to send you this snake eagle all the way to South Africa, and it's going to come and scare you from your head, because the vehicles used there are open. It's going to come and flap. She's going to come and flap her ears and going to get scared for saying my favorite animals are smelly. Well, this is a black-chested snake eagle, and that is my guess at the moment. And I'm trying to wish she faces this other side so that we can see her better. Very good, excellent. Now, you did the head. Can you do the whole body? Yes. She turned around her head, but not the whole body. You could see the little black breast that she got, and the white, below the black breast is all white and belly. And I think that's the very best we're going to see of this particular black-chested snake eagle. And definitely, she is looking for some dinner for herself. And they got very good visions. They can see long, long way. And any slight movement, even on the ground, on that beautiful savanna you see there, they can surprise you. She can live there and she can fly, land somewhere, and when she lands, she's going to pick herself a snake. And you'll wonder, how did she see the snake? Well, the girls in South Africa talking about zebra, World's International Zebra Day, and there has always been a debate on zebras. Are they black with white stripes or white with black stripes? And I might agree with Jamie and say they're black with white stripes, or grey with the white stripes, or even brown with the white stripes. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm trying to remember. We got 3 species of zebras in Africa. We have the common or the plain zebra, which we have lots of them in the Mara in South Africa. Then we have another one that's called the mountain zebra, and we also have what we call the gravy zebra that is found in Kenya. Now, the equator line passes through Kenya, and the gravy zebras are only found on the north of the equator. Now, if we would say like 150% whether zebras are black with the white stripes or white with the black stripes, and we talk of the gravies, we can say the gravies is 150% white with the black stripes, because their bellies are all white and they have no black. Very, very good. That's always a very interesting topic, and I'm sure today during the drive we'll be talking about it. Well, hopefully now, Lauren, we're going to say that elephants are wonderful animals, especially babies.
We are still with the elephants because we discovered a very small, precious little bundle. Now it's just hiding behind its mother's legs there, but it will pop out, and it is a very, very young elephant. Absolutely adorable. And I do apologise, David, for saying that elephants are smelly, but, well, they are, in a lovely elephant kind of way, but they do smell, unfortunately. You can smell them from miles away, but not in a bad way, in an elephant kind of way. Where did that little baby go? It is absolutely tiny. And yeah, it's so small that it's actually really difficult to see above all the vegetation here. It's staying very, very, very close to the mother. Oh, I think we've lost it. Oh. Chris is saying how cute. Oh, it really is. It's literally just in front of us, but it's difficult to see because it's behind a little bush. Oh, baby elephants are adorable. They're so clumsy, and just the way they're completely, really unable to use their trunk. It's very cute. Heather's asking, how are elephants so big and able to move so quietly? And that's actually a very interesting question, Heather. Because, funnily enough, despite their size and their smell, they're actually able to completely disappear. Sometimes it can be quite tricky to find elephants when they're away in amongst the vegetation. They do actually blend in quite well, and they do walk surprisingly gently on their feet. They're not very heavy-footed, if you like. They're surprisingly gentle, which is why you don't often hear them, but you do hear them crunching and snapping. Oh, there we go. Hello. You are so sweet. Oh. And look at that trunk. It doesn't quite reach the ground. Oh, it's got this. Oh. It's stuck on the log. Oh. Oh, that was so heartwarming. And look at it skip off to go and join Mum. Oh, that was unbelievably heartwarming. But you do hear the elephants snapping and breaking the branches and doing all sorts of things to the vegetation. But you don't actually hear their footsteps. There's an elephant right in front of us right now. So I'm just going to lower my voice a little bit. Elephants can be affected by tone. So if I raise my voice, it might startle them. Just going to keep my eye on this one. It is feeding. It's not displaying any signs of aggression. There we go. You smelly creature. Now, there are signs to look out for in elephants. Once you read their body language, you are able to get a sense of how they're feeling. And these elephants are very relaxed, very happily feeding. But you always have to keep your eye on them and just respect their space and let them come towards you. Oh, that baby elephant was just so cute. Okay, so we're just going to let this one walk a little bit further forward and then we will reverse back and leave. But sometimes if you startle the entrant a little bit too quickly, they can get a bit of a fright. It's quite far up ahead now, Seb, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good to go now. So yes, that's them off, walking silently up ahead. That was very, very awesome for it to happen right in front of you. So they've gone off in the other direction, so we are going to change our route. And we're now going to see if we can find some lions. Now, the heat of this day will most likely mean that these lions will be flat. They are not very active when it is this hot. So let's see if the lions are in the same place as this morning. I don't believe they will have gone too far in this heat. So let's go and see if they are there. We just wanted to see some elephants. And I got to see a little baby elephant on Zebra Day. How fabulous is this? So it'll actually be a really good idea to stick around the water hollows today. I think many of the elephants and other animals will be around the water holes, so we may actually spend some time going from water hole to water hole today. But for now, back to David and hope he is mad at me.
Thank you very much, Lauren. That's now, you love the Ellis just as I do, and surely I wish you could send me the Ellis. Ali was saying, I wish I could send you that snake eagle to South Africa, but I'm so happy to hear you'd send me those Ellis. I truly love Ellis a lot because I'm sure, Ellis always keeps us, me, Lauren, Jamie, and everywhere else going. Not one moment, I've said many times, you'll watch an elephant, even when it is so hot like today here in the Mara Triangle. Watch an elephant and the elephant just watch you, look at you, just like the giraffes, we saw before. Anyhow, I was talking of the different types of zebras we got in Kenya, and I said we have the common zebra, not giraffe zebra, or the common zebra or the plain zebra, and we also got the gravy zebra. Now, I said the equator line passes through Kenya, and the gravy zebras, you only see them in the northern part of Kenya or in the north of the equator or the northern hemisphere. But when you come to the south, you'll see or you'll find the common or the gravy zebras. What is interesting, also in the northern part of Kenya or in the northern hemisphere, let's say northern part of Kenya, you'll also see the common zebra there. And way back, I think 20, 30 years ago, we had some researchers who were trying to find out why you will get the common zebra or the plain zebra both north and south of the equator and not the gravies. The gravies are only found in the northern part of Kenya. And what they did, they took a family of gravy zebras and they brought them to the southern part of Kenya, south of the equator, and apparently after a year, all of them died. Either they were very saddened by that development of losing all of them because they packed their things, I don't know where they came from, and they left Kenya. But I've always thought, should I not keep doing what I'm doing, guiding, and I do something different, or should I do some part-time job? James, very good question. So what I would like to do as a part-time job is to research on the gravy zebra. Now, apparently, all of them, and I'm saying more of the common zebra, the plain zebra and the gravy zebra, they all have the harem kind of social structure. So what I'm saying, you'll get one male with 2 or 3 wives and maybe 4, 5, 6 foals, or 4, 5, 6 young ones. That is a very basic social structure of the zebras, both the gravy zebra and the social zebra. So you'll have one stallion, 2 or 3 males, and a few young ones. I might have forgotten to tell you that my plans today is to look for the STP, because when I sleep STP, and when I wake up STP. STP, I'm talking about the sausage trip ride. That's what I'll be looking for today. And I also forgot to tell you that our drives are always very interactive. I'm sure Laura and Jamie told you. So questions and comments are always very welcome. And as usual, hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. Now, I'm very close to the Sausage Republic. That's what I like calling it. And I call it a republic because they live there. Paula, apparently, very good, number one, to hear your name. Apparently, they're in the same family, and we call them equidae. And I'm sure, Paula, you've seen people crossing zebras and horses and getting mules. Now, in Kenya, we have people also, I'm not sure they're the same people who are researching the gravy zebras, who have been trying to cross, but not the common zebra, Paula, not the plain zebra, but the gravy zebra. And I'm sure you know horses we can ride. People have used horses for different domestic reasons, but not zebras, because zebras got very soft backs. Now, once they cross the horse and the zebra to get the mules have much stronger backs and they can, ride on them. Now, in Kenya, we got people who are crossing not the common zebra, the plain zebra, but the gravy zebra with horses. And they are getting a hybrid that they are calling a zebroid, which have a little stronger back, and people have been riding on them. I mean, I don't know genetically what that means. And just like the mules, the progeny stops there. They don't reproduce once they get to that hybrid or species that they are calling zebroids, which are like half gravy zebra and half horses. Now, all this area is part of the Sausage Republic. And before I answered Paula, I was saying I call it the Sausage Republic because these particular lions here do not take any nonsense from any other pride. They defend the territories so well that we have never seen other lionesses coming here. Now, that's for the girls, but the boys, we currently have a new coalition of males. We got 2 males that we call the Ondonyo Pike, hopefully going to see them. But before they came in, there was another coalition of 3 males that I would say were, knocked out by the 2 males. But the girls have remained here and they have survived even during the lean times. Lean times, I'm talking a time like now when all the wildebeest, all the zebras are gone. But the other day and every other few days for feeding, they're bringing down buffaloes. And buffaloes, I'm sure you know, they're big, they are dangerous animals. And in general, females will need a little hand or a little muscle to be flexed by males. But the sausage girls, they're just very neat, very efficient. So we got so many prides of lions in the Mara, over 10, but this particular one, it's my very favorite. So my hope, as I said, my plans is to get the sausage trip ride. Hopefully I'll be having a smile in the next few minutes. But as I carry on doing that, we'll take you back to Jamie in South Africa.
Absolutely nothing is the answer to what I'm finding in Djuma, but I'm okay with that. I have no specific goal in mind. I was looking for some ellies. I heard them calling down below the house where I live just before drive. Those deep rumbles, but I'm pretty certain that that's the herd that Lauren was with earlier. So honestly, I'm quite happy to just trundle along and enjoy being out here on this beautiful afternoon. And to be honest, I've been spending the last 5 or so minutes imagining a gravy zebra, because that's what I heard at first. Not a gravies, but a gravy zebra. So I've been trying to figure out what exactly a gravy zebra would be. I mean, there is the rather unfortunate thought that it could be a zebra. A zebra made of gravy. Emma says it was her fault. Yes, it was, but it was hilarious, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Really wasn't a big deal. But in my mind, what I'm actually seeing is a zebra with an apron on and a gravy jug that just wanders around giving people gravy. I don't know if it would be people or lions. But that's all I've been thinking about. So you see, there's these really deep thoughts that involve us as we're driving along. Really serious, meaningful questions that we like to ask ourselves. Just in case you're wondering what we think about when we're not on air. Hey, look, an elephant. Oh my goodness. Ha. Hold on. There's an elephant in there. Might not quite be the view we were looking for. Oh man, this is gonna be tricky. I wonder if it's a whole host of them, or herd as sometimes they're known. That would be nice, especially if they were coming in this direction. Okay, I went to Treehouse Dam to check and see. I'm going from waterhole to waterhole in this sort of hope that I might bump into an elephant having a swim, which we haven't seen this summer. Make life very hold on. Make life very difficult for BK because Trishala's got a moon boot on. So for her to be able to get out of his way so that he can point the camera to the left of me is almost impossible. So just bear with me, we're going to turn around. Tree! And you know what they're going to do? They're probably going to go further into the bush just because I've done this. Apparently lots of you wondering about the type of gravy that zebra would carry. I'm imagining one of two things. One is a vegan or vegetarian gravy option, which I think seems quite likely for zebra. And then I'm also imagining, oh my goodness. Come on, you horrible Ellies. Promise you there's an elephant herd in there. Trishala, you saw them. Good. My alternative is actually quite a dark, twisted image of a zebra that has been press ganged into serving a pride of lions. There they are. For its own, in sort of, in a pact to secure its own physical safety. And it works for them as a sort of butler in the same way. And it is, I'm sorry, I don't know why I put this in my mind, but there is an elephant. And that they basically have to run around after the lion serving the gravy. Oh dear, what's going on? You should, there we go. Hello. Am I back? Can you hear me? Any better? I don't quite know how that happened, to be honest. Sorry about that. That was entirely my doing. I think I muted myself. Probably fair enough. Right. I think perhaps the muting of my microphone was probably sufficient to let me know that I should stop the conversation about zebra gravy. I have no idea where you lost me, but it's probably all for the best. So there is an elephant head hidden in some very, very dense vegetation. I'm hoping they might come this way, but they look as though they are determined to stay hidden in there. I think there's a storm coming, to be honest, which I didn't expect at all. Didn't even occur to me to take a roof out or anything like that. Okay, well, I mean, no, elephant's not very exciting, so I think we'll probably move off because I suspect that my desire for them to come in this direction is probably based on a wish and a dream rather than reality. They'll get here eventually. It just could take us the next 2 hours of drive, and I don't think you really want me to go into a great and varied exposition on the trees of the area. I'll go search for something else instead. Which is, of course, what Lauren is up to as we speak. I know she said she was interested in finding the kahumas once again. Let's go and see whether she's had any luck.
Yes, how am I doing? We are currently looking for the lions who are actually not in the same place that we left them. So we are checking all the shady, cool spots, and right now this area seems the perfect place to hide from the sun. I'm even feeling a little bit cooler down here. So we had a sneaky suspicion they might come this way, but a flat lion is actually a very difficult lion to spot. That's why we are driving so slowly. So I do have a bit of a joke for you all. What is the oldest animal in the world? A zebra, because it's in black and white. Why is no one laughing in the back here? Oh, I'm so offended. That was my joke of the year and Seb didn't laugh. I was terrible. Oh, I put a lot of effort into that. I hope some people did appreciate that joke. That was my zebra joke since it is Zebra Day. Some people just don't appreciate it. Anyhow, I am really, really perplexed as to where these lions might have went. Of course, we hoped they would stay in the... Well, apparently Jamie enjoyed my joke. I knew she would, actually. Thank you, Jamie, for all the support. Yes, I guess we didn't expect them to stay in the same place since this morning. But exactly where they have gone, I am not sure. Okay, so we're going to go bumbling a little bit and might get a bit bumpy. But I'm determined to find them today. So hold on to your hats. I may even think up some more zebra jokes, you never know. Oh, Paula thought my joke was cute. Thank you, Paula. Thank you for all this. Oh, I just went the wrong way. Yeah, I know. That's because I was concentrating there. Thank you, Paula, for all your support. I enjoyed my own joke. And it is Zebra Day after all. Quad is saying I should go to the corner and think about what I have done. Okay, so not everybody appreciated it. Okay, I did turn the wrong way and now I'm in a bit of a predicament here. So while I think up more jokes, because I will probably have plenty of time to do that here, let's go back across to David and see exactly what he thought of my joke.
Well, Lauren, you're going to make all of us laugh today, and you're making us very ticklish, and some jokes that are making us forget what we're supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be doing some imitation of a zebra, but now I have lost all the keys I had, and I have to wait for a couple of more minutes for myself to reorganize my choreography again, because I want to do something more serious. What I'm saying is Bunge is the camera operator with me today, have said I am not going to do that alone, and he wants to do that with me. And that reminds me, we have been planning to do a song. We have been, or rather let me say, I've been writing a song, because here in the Mara Triangle, we got one very magnificent escarpment that is called the Olololo escarpment. And many people have always had a challenge to say Olololo, including James Henry. They cannot pronounce it right. I am the only person who says right. And we thought to make it easier for everybody, and especially more so for the viewers, we are going to compose a song. And sooner or later, once it's complete, me and Bunge will be singing for all of you. Is that true, Bunge? Bunge says yes. And it's only 2 verses. It's not a very long song, 2 verses. And it has a chorus, yes. And I'm in the front of control. I'm sure she can't wait to hear that particular choreography of a presenter and a camera operator. So the chorus will swing around the word Olololo, and I also cannot wait to hear myself, not only hear myself singing, but maybe after we sing and it's recorded, we'll go back to the studio in the camp and I'm going to listen to ourselves. And I don't know what I will think, because I have always tried on my phone, and every time I sing it along, yes, that very, very good to know that there's a lot of excitement. And every time I do that on my own or using my phone and then I listen to myself, I feel like I'm singing like an idiot. So anyhow, I hope a combination of two voices will make a very big difference. Now I want to enter in some drainage. Still very hot here, I would say. And for these particular lions to have their cubs out, I would guess they would be somewhere in the shade. How large or how loud are zebra calls? Was that the question from Rosalind? I'm hoping that was the question from her. And if that was the question, and let me say, Rosalind, good question. How loud are the zebra calls? Let me say, I haven't done the decibels of zebras, but I can say, to me, they are quite loud, almost the same levels with the lions, and especially in night. And Rosalind, sorry, you'll have to forgive me because you have been interrupted by something, and it's for a fact not that I know the answer, and because I do not know the answer, I want to please you with something interesting here. If you just give me about a minute. Okay. Rosalind, if you allow me, this will be part of your answer, and that will be telling me exactly, I do not know how loud the zebras, how loud they would be, but we have gotten to the Sausage Republic, and Sausage Republic, I'm talking about seeing the sausage lionesses, and I got two of them here, and they're having a candle, and you can see how social they are. When I was talking, or when I talk about Sausage Republic, you remember I said they have always been, in general, in this particular area, they have defended it by their teeth and claws, and they do not only fight other lions who try to invade their territory, but other, I would say, carnivores or predators like hyenas, they very quickly deal with them. Now, this pride is called the Sausage Tree Pride, for those of you who could be joining us now, and it normally has 5 girls. Now, of those 5 girls, 3 of them got cubs. One of them, that's called Mitty, 4 fresh, brand new cubs. Let me see whether I can go a little round and find out whether they are under a particular tree there. And as I said, I'll have a very big smile today if I see these cubs. Wonderful lionesses. They're always very comfortable with us. And it's been wonderful to see their cubbies. Are you happy there, Bungay? Oh, keep going. Keep going. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now we got the cubs right here, not very far from where you are. You'll be so excited to know that the 4 cubs are right under that particular tree. And how wonderful is this? You remember a few minutes earlier, I was talking of the heat of the day is still very hot. And being this hot, the cubs and their mothers will be kept in the shade. Now, these 4 cubs belong to one of those females that we saw there, and one of those females is called Mitty, and definitely she must be the mother because she cannot be very far from cubs that are so tender and so very young. In general, lionesses will get 1 to 4 cubs, but this particular lioness did all of us very proud, and she got herself 4 cubs. It's pretty good to get 4 because there are 2 other girls in this particular pride that I told you about. Or let me say now 3 because we have another one that's called Kinky Tail. Kinky Tail, we call her Kinky Tail because she got a little knot or her tail is bent. She also got cubs. We do not know how many they are and we haven't seen them. Now the one that's putting her head up now, I would guess that could be Miti, and we call her Miti because in our local Kiswahili language, Miti translates to trees. Or is it Kinky? We'll find out. We look at her tail and we'll know whether it's Kinky or Miti. If the tail is straight, that will be Miti. MG, great comment, a family portrait there, and it could not be better. And the one now walking down, that is Kinky. Thank you, MG. This is a family portrait. And walking down is Kinky. I'm not sure why they have woken up and why they're going in that particular direction. And if you look at her tail carefully, she just disappeared in the grass. That was Kinky tail. But now the cubs have remained with us where we are. They have not moved, and I would guess there must have been some communication between their mother or their auntie. Stay put. Don't go anywhere. And if you look carefully, they don't look very nervous. They don't look worried that mom is gone, auntie is gone. Daniel, good question. And you'd like to know at what age lion cubs start eating meat? Out anything 6 months. You get some books, Daniel, saying 3 months. But I tell you, we got particular cubs here, not these particular ones. Another mother that we call Limpy. And when her cub was about 6-7 weeks, she was comfortably getting small pieces of steak. So anything 6 weeks and above, out of experience, we have seen cubs, eating meat. But in average is 7 weeks going to 2 months. But you get some authorities saying 3 months. But out in the bush, like these ones, we have an idea. We know their ages roughly. They haven't started eating meat per se. The last time they were seen on a kill with the mother, they had a buffalo kill, Daniel. They were not eating meat, but they just tagged along with their mom, and maybe they were learning, this is called salon steak, this is called fillet steak, this is called ribeye, stuff like that. So when you start eating this part, you start eating the lungs, for example, or the body organs, or you start eating the tongues, the body organs that are soft. Don't got the tail, don't try the ears, and it's time for play. I've always enjoyed cubs playing of any animal, be it, or rather of any predator. Tucci, you'd like to know where the rest of the pride is. Not sure whether you were with us when we got here at this particular sighting. When we got here, the first thing we saw were 2 girls, 2 females. And yesterday morning I was here and I saw the same girls with these cubs. And what happened is, on my way out, I saw the other 3 girls, and they were about, 2 kilometers away, 1.5 miles away from here. But ideally, they must have been in touch. They are not very far from here to see, and I'm sure lions are very social cats, and that starts early. As much as this could be brothers and sisters, or maybe 4 brothers, who knows? But yesterday we were trying to sex them up, or to identify their sex rather, me and Bungay, and we believe 2 of them are males, and the other 2 we are yet to know what sex they are. But you can say 2 they're boys, and 2 we are yet to find out. Apparently the other 2 females that have rather big, fully grown cubs, all of them are boys. They are all males, which we're wondering. I mean, it's funny that this particular pride is having males than females. That's very good, John. We have seen your beautiful teeth. Thank you very much. Anybody else want to show us his or her teeth? Now, about a week ago, one of the cubs here got lost. And it took 2 days for her to reunite, or rather him, because we found out the one that was lost that looked slightly smaller than the other three was a boy. It took 2 days to reunite with the rest of the family, and we were all a bit worried what might have happened. And we found out that he fell in a ditch. And I think the mother was calculating, I won't bother or, spend so much time, so much energy trying to rescue you at the expense of the other three. At this particular age, lion cubs are always very vulnerable, and they face so very many dangers, from predators to bad weather. And predators, I'm talking of leopards or hyenas or snakes. So after 2 days, we thought, you never know, she might have been, or he might have been lost. But on the third day, Isaac, in the evening, and the other boy that was lost, Isaac, on the second day in the evening, he found it. Apparently, the boy that was lost is doing very well. Now, yesterday morning, I was with them, and what I found out of the 6 or so times I saw these cubs nursing, her or him alone, he nursed about 5 times. Or out of the 6 times the mother was nursing, 5 times it was that one particular boy that was lost. If we get him on camera nicely, I'll be able to point out. And he's the one playing at the very end. You see the one playing at the very end? If you look at him carefully and look at his coat, the one at the bottom now, he is a little bit dark, not like the one on top. And he's still a bit weakly. And if you see him walk, he tends to struggle. But in about 5 days, he has tremendously improved in everything. Food, body posture, the coat, the play. He's become equally playful like the rest. Very strange how the mothers or the mother committee have left these cubs, and we've been left with the cubs here. Michelle, I would agree with you, Michelle. Keep watching, Michelle, and always very good to hear your name, Michelle. You say 2 boys, 2 girls. I will not be surprised. That could be a possibility, Michelle. So one thing I know for a fact, Michelle, 2 of them are, I don't want to say 100%, but I would say 99.9%. 2 of them, Michelle, are boys. We'll be waiting maybe by the end of next week. We'll be looking at them a little bit carefully, and we'll tell you whether the other 2 will be boys or girls. But let's hold it there, Michelle, for now. 2 boys and 2 girls. It is possible because look at Limpy. Limpy had 2 cubs, and apparently both of them were males. Then there's another particular female also in this particular pride. We haven't given her any name, and she got 2 cubs, and those 2 cubs are also boys. You saw earlier Kinky walking away. Kinky Tail is one of the females who we think is the oldest female, or maybe the mother of most of these females. So she is the leader or the pathfinder of this particular pride here. She got cubs. She has dropped cubs, and yesterday, yesterday, I was able to identify her den. I could hear the cubs, meow, meow, meow. I could hear them very clearly. I couldn't see them, but the angle she had is very tricky angle. We tried to put the camera in there. We tried to pull our heads out there, and Bungei had told me, come on, David, just step out and go say hello to Kinky. And I said, well, not really. That doesn't sound very good. I might go and not come back. So I would say let's stick to 2 and 2, but those 2 other girls got 3 boys. Yeah, it's very true. I cannot wait for Kinky to bring out her cubs. The last time we had a poll with the viewers when we saw Kinky, how big her belly was, most of the viewers said Kinky, chances are she will get 3 cubs. So we are yet to know. But yesterday morning, I would think it was me and Bungei for the first time. We were the first people to hear the cubs calling, and we were able to identify the den where she gave birth. But I can tell you, it's in such a difficult angle, and she's a very clever mom, I would say, because even if it rains, from what I saw, the water will not get through those cubs. And that's one of the things the lionesses will do when they are just about to give birth. they'll always use or choose a place that will be very safe. And so many factors they put in place: rain, if it floods, what direction will the water flow, wind, sunrise, sunset. How playful are those cubs. So the one that's biting the tail, you can see that was the cub that was lost. Bungay, do you agree, or is it there? Yeah. Do you agree, Bungay? Yes, Bungay agrees. That's the cub that was lost. Hello there. And I hope all of you can remember how she looks like, or how he looked like 5 days ago. You'd see when he would walk, the hindquarters did not look very strong. But from what I've seen now since the last 5 days, I think he has bounced back, and he's like just the other three. You see how he's standing alone? And somehow you'd notice the other three tended to play on their own and did not include her in the play. But at the moment, now he's the one trying to climb the tree there. So if you compare her to the other three, you notice he's a little bit weakly, but not that weak as I would say he was 5 days ago. Lily, those spots are just wonderful. Great comment, Lily, there. And that's how lion cubs are born in the spots. And as they grow older, these spots will disappear. Unlike cubs of leopards and cheetahs that will keep the spots for life, these spots, at one point, the tawny and black, will disappear. Very, very good. This is so very exciting. They're going to sit here and wait for the mothers, or the mother could meet to come back, or the auntie, kingtail, or any other female. But I want to believe Jamie rather, is trying to look for some spots in Joma.
Well, thank you. Signal looks like it's too shaky. Just stop me. I'm pushing it a little bit. So Lauren gave me a call on the Game Drive radio and said the lions have moved from this morning, and would I mind just giving her a hand quickly. So she's off checking to see where the tracks have gone. So I'm in the Mulwati, which in summer means sometimes our signal gets a bit patchy. So if at any point I need to stop and go backwards, I am more than happy to do so. And we're just doing a bit of a river cruise. It's beautiful in here. It's absolutely beautiful. Tambuti trees, sand, lions somewhere, presumably. So I'm just checking really carefully for her for the tracks. Right, so it's going to be an interesting angle. Hold on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for those gremlins that are trying to fight Jamie, but I can tell you, Jamie is a strong girl. Once in a while, they'll always come to us, but we always fight them, and we always keep winning. For us to get to your screen, it takes a lot of technicalities, but we always win. Now, the mother of these four cubs have come back, and what a nice way for her to come back and start to nurse her cubs. These are those, experiences or views. When you see them, you just keep mum, you just keep quiet, and you just enjoy. It's not just an ordinary sighting of seeing a lioness and cubs, but to see them nursing, I think it's super, very special. Lionheart, thank you very much. I'm always very happy to hear your name. And you say, she is a fabulous mama. I cannot agree with you more. 150%. She is wonderful. She was about 10 meters away from the cubs when we got here. She rose up and had a little stroll, or walked away with Kingtail, and she just came back. And coming back, it's so good. Like how my mother would go out to the market and he would come with goodies for us. How special was that? I think as soon as, Meaty has come back, have shown the cubs, I'm back. How is everybody doing? Come for some goodies. And there they are, all of them having some milk from Mitty. For those of you who could be joining us now, this one particular female with her cubs belongs to the Sausage Tree Pride. And I'm sure you can hear them crawling and, this is mine, come on, I was here before you. I'm trying to imagine that's what they're saying when they're trying to fight, trying each one of them to hold a mammary gland with their mouth and their feet, and they're holding so tightly. I mean, she got 4. They have no reason to compete, So each one of them should take one. But what I think could be the concern here is the angle the mother is in. So one of them is not even bothered. She isn't even nursing. She's just being so playful, like, all right, guys, once you're done, I'll come over. So let me just play with Mama's tail. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies because you also lost me. I initially thought it was only Jamie who was being fought by gremlins, but I think I spoke too soon because they also kept me. We apologize again from the African wilderness to get to where we are. It's not easy, but the good news are we're back in business and our cubs are still same position and they're having the best time in their life. Just listen to them. Dr. Rob, you're right, and always a pleasure to hear your name. Well, Dr. Rob, Isaac last night had some wonderful sights of the Ololo Pride, and I would not imagine having hyenas anywhere around here. The last I heard of hyenas around here, were one particular hyena. I don't know what she was doing, and it was at night, and not sure it was with James or Isaac. And this particular pride of lions were trying to hunt a zebra, and they missed. And they got very frustrated. And that one particular hyena, thinking maybe this pride had gotten the zebra down, went to investigate. And I'll tell you, Dr. Rob, that particular hyena was disciplined by these girls. And I can tell you, I don't think she'll ever come. And I think since that day, anytime she sees lions, she turns around and runs like a Kenyan, or, how Kenyans run, because she was really beaten. You go into a lioness that's so frustrated having missed dinner, and you just go there looking as a competitor, and it was like, this is not the place to come. It's funny that Mitty is the name of this particular female here. She's fighting the flies, even using her feet. Either because of the heat of the day, if you look carefully, you can see them, small little flies flying on her body, and she's using her feet. We call them lion flies, to try and find them. Not that they'll bite her, but that, I think they're just irritating. When you have those flies, they won't bite you, but they keep, becoming a nuisance, I would guess that's exactly what is happening to Mitty here. And once she gets very irritated, she's just swinging her paw. And I don't know how many she's catching by that, maybe just reducing them from the body. Paula, I do not know whether the milk could become more nutritious as the calves grow larger. That's a very pertinent question, Paula, which I would be more than happy to investigate and also find out from my colleagues whether the quality of the milk as the calves get older changes? I have no idea, Paula. I do apologize. But what I might think as the cubs grow larger and start, say, trying meat 6-7 weeks, maybe the amount they get could reduce, and the mother wanting to introduce them to different protein and wanting them to keep eating meat. That's the only way I would look at it, but not sure whether the nutrition value will change with time as the cubs, become bigger. You can see her panting. So if it's 5 days ago since they had a kill of a zebra, of a buffalo, I would be thinking either tonight or tomorrow, they should be going looking for some food. Well, currently all the migration is gone. The migration I'm talking about, the wildebeests and zebras, they have all gone to a country called Tanzania, which is south of Kenya, to a national park called Serengeti to drop the young ones, which must have, or it's just about to happen. It should happen maybe in the next 2 weeks, in the month of February. So this particular lions here, and most of the other prides of the lions in the Mara Triangle, have to diversify their menu and deal with bigger prey like buffaloes. These ones, I'd call them specialities of buffaloes. This particular pride that we call the sausage tree are specialities of buffaloes. The last 3 kills straight they've had were buffaloes. I don't know when the lionesses hawk or swing or flick the tails, how painful it can be. Yes, and that's truly exciting. I'm trying to imagine when they, flick the tails and to get to the face of a cub. I don't know how painful that could be if it could accidentally, hit one of the cubs. I'm trying to imagine, because that swing, because what I know, the lioness, or the lion tails are always very strong. The muscles they are, because the cartilages in them are quite strong. So I must have lost something there. I don't know how painful that can be when they flick the tails on the faces of these cubs. Okay, they are all full now and back to play, which is very typical. I would get so painful, because you're looking at the cartilage, the muscles, on that tail, and she goes shoot like that. You see that? I'm trying to imagine, that must be like a little pain, But they love playing with the tails. I do not know whether they understand what that is, or they think their mother's tail is a toy. I think she has to be careful the way she's flicking her tail, because the next thing, she's going to whack one of the heads or the faces of those beautiful cubs, and hopefully not the one that was lost. How lovely is this? Well, she's still got her legs up, maybe thinking they might come to nurse more. So in general, lionesses have 4 mammary glands, and having 4 cubs, I would imagine each one of them would survive or hold on to one, and there'll be no fight or any competition. Not sure how jealous Lauren is with my lions.
So we found them. I'm just going to show you that we found them, because that has been a short period of bashing through the bush, shall we say, and we were, according to our GPS, we were 100 metres away, which is just over 300 feet, and we could not see them. So here they are. Ooh, whew. They smell very delightful. Very smelly lions indeed. I cannot believe we were driving in circles around them, and they've came to literally the area that we thought they were when I was telling my terrible joke. So this is the Muati River, which is obviously not flowing with water, and this is an area where both leopards and lions actually like to come to cool down. There's a breeze coming through here, which is probably why we're getting this delightful scent, and of course it's shaded and it's cool. So we found them. And they're really not that far from where they were this morning after all. They're just a little bit more nestled into this empty riverbed. Now we are going to move in a bit. I just want to do a quick count from here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can count 8, but there is probably there was 9 this morning, so there is probably another one, and I just cannot see it from this angle. Oh, I'm so glad we found them, the Inca pumas. I think I'm going to start calling them that from now on. It's much more an adorable term than the Inca pumas. The Inca pumas is very cute. So we are going to reposition so we can get a little bit of a nicer look at the faces, because at the moment we are currently looking at their backs. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to go. Bear with me. Oh, sleepy lions. They must get up to so much at night time to be this tired. African Flying Adventures is asking, what is a lion's favourite food? Now, ultimately, lions love buffalo. I think that has to be their favourite food source of them all. Now, they are resourceful. We're going to just stop here. Oh, good afternoon, ladies. Sorry to interrupt your cat nap. Yes, buffalo is the favourite of them all. It's also a challenge for a lion to take down a buffalo. A buffalo is a very large animal. It is not easy, and that is why they often work together in their pride to actually take down a buffalo. But that is not to say they will not eat other food sources. They, of course, will eat different antelope species. But an impala, for an example, if you think of the size of an impala, it's very small. It would not be enough to feed all of these lionesses. So a buffalo, the size of a buffalo, is normally enough to feed the pride at one time. They can sort of all eat together. It's very substantial for them, but it's a much bigger challenge to take a buffalo down. We were actually watching a buffalo kill this afternoon. There was a group of us watching it, and it's a very difficult thing to watch. The lioness do work together, and it often helps if there is a male that comes in who is much stronger than the females, and he's able to sort of really assist with that throat chokehold, which is very unpleasant to watch. But there are buffalo around here. There have been buffalo the past few days, a huge herd of them actually, so that is their perfect food source for them if they can actually hunt one down. So we are going to stay with these lionesses for a little while because it took us long enough to find them. But let's go back to David, who has far more active lions than we do.
Well, Oren, stay right there. Don't move, because I have also not moved. I'm trying to read the faces of these beautiful cubbies and trying to imagine what they're thinking. Well, I'm sure I lied there because I cannot have a clue of what they think. They definitely can see us. They definitely can hear us. But to know what's in their heads, I have no idea. My biggest joy is they have warmed with us the last 3 weeks or so, which is pretty good. And just them watching us being here is a very good sign of confidence with us. And the mother having nursed them when we were all here, the mother having stepped, away for another couple of minutes, leaving us with the cubs, is a good sign. It's given me a lot of joy, eh? This is part of the sausage tree pride. Now, there are 5 girls. And every other time they're having new cabs, and we'll be having a school session, and they'll be holding on for a few seconds, then they will be right back with some school kids.